Hey, good Saturday morning to you. I'm looking at Ezra chapter 3, verses 10 through 13. Ezra chapter 3, 10 through 13. It's a story of joy and sadness, of gladness and sorrow. It's the rebuilding of the temple, the beginning of a restart. It says, when the builders laid the foundation of the temple of the Lord, the priests stood in their apparel with trumpets, and the Levites, the sons of Asaph, with cymbals, to praise the Lord according to the ordinance of David, king of Israel. And they sang responsively, praising and giving thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endures forever toward Israel. Then all the people shouted with a great shout when they praised the Lord, because the foundation of the house of the Lord was laid. But many of the priests and Levites and heads of the fathers' houses, old men who had seen the first temple, wept with a loud voice when the foundation of this temple was laid before their eyes. Yet many shouted aloud for joy, so that the people could not discern the noise of the shout of joy from the noise of the weeping of the people. For the people shouted with a loud shout, and the sound was heard afar off. There is the rebuilding of the temple. The people are in captivity. The city was destroyed. The articles of the temple were all carried away. God's name had been blasphemed among all the nations, and now God has allowed a remnant to come back. And they have determined that they would rebuild the temple of God, put the gates back on the city, and to stand again for God in their place. And the young ones, when it happened, were praising God and so excited to see the building of the temple, the foundation being laid, and the old people who saw it in its glory before and knew the glory of God as it was, were weeping for sadness, because it was a foundation, it was a beginning, but it was nothing like it was before the previous glory. Today, I see the shouting of joy, and that we see revival coming. We see people being saved, and I see sadness in the eyes of some as they look around at our nation and go, but this is such a difficult place for our children this day. Today, I would encourage you to pray on this seventh day, the last day of the week, for tomorrow as it comes, that we would see revival continue to break out, that we'd see people saved and people excited about Jesus, and that we would see a change in our nation, that we would be excited about this. And yet I know there's some who are sad because some have already gone on and they see the previous days, but our God can make everything new. So let's continue to pray for the movement of God, and to see excitement among God's people once again, and see young people coming to Jesus and being saved. You have a great day. Know as always that you are loved, and at Westview we mean it when we say that we're here for you. God bless.